Okay, so here we are for the final turn of Eclipse, and we begin by moving the turn marker to the final turn. This symbolizes that the enemy AI will get another upgrade phase, and then we also have the opportunity to buy this warp gate technology, which we have to do if we want to face the final force of the final fleet, the warp station fleet. And if we do not do that, for each ship that is left in the final fleet at the end of the game, you receive a -2 penalty. So okay, let's see what type of upgrades they receive. We draw a level 2 upgrade first, and that is positron computers. Now the question is, do they have anything to replace the positron computers? And the interceptor does not. Both the gluon computers and plasma missiles are better. The cruiser does not either, I think. Let me check that. Yeah, the shields are better than the positron computers, so they don't replace anything. But we do have a replacement on the enemy dreadnought. It has an improved hull and also an ion cannon. You can replace one of the ion cannons, but not both. So actually it is the ion cannon, since it has a value of 4, while the improved hull has a value of 5, and the positron computer has a value of 7. So we replace one cannon with a computer, and sadly now the dreadnought can hit all our ships again, even though it's just on a roll of 5 and 6. It still can hit us. So yeah. Okay, and the starbase does not get upgraded, since it has to have one conventional weapon. So okay, that was the level 2 upgrade here. Get to the interesting one, the level 3. That's upgrade 3, engine plus technology. So they get, first, replace all nuclear and fusion drives with tachyon drives. Oh my god. Alright, so let's do that first. So they just upgraded these, but now they get even better drives, which basically gives them higher initiative and means that they will be attacking first. So here we are. Tachyon drives for the enemy, and then roll a die to see which technology the enemy player receives. Place this card under the enemy player board with only the received technology visible. So let's do that. Let's see. That's a 4. And that's this technology. Point defense. I don't actually know what that does. I have no idea what that does. This is to -2 for missile attacks, so that's pretty clear. But I have no idea what point defense is. That's really strange. Let's see if we can find something in here. No, there's nothing about. Nope, nothing about point defense. Oh, that's strange. Oh, never mind. I'll place it here and see if I can find something out about that point defense. I don't actually know what that is. No, none of these cards tell you what that is. Alright, well, we move on. It's our final turn. And yeah, the enemy is sort of pimped out. They are not that pimped out. I've seen much worse. I've seen enemies with plasma missiles and 2 antimatter cannons. with some shields and computers. That was a fun time. Okay, what can we do? As it stands right now, of those ships that we have built, only the Dreadnought can attack us, since it has a +5 modifier and we have -4 modifiers. So in the end it receives a +1 modifier on its rolls, so it can hit us on a 5 and a 6. On the other hand, it only has 1 ion cannon after it has attacked with its plasma missiles. So if we take a look at the warp station fleet, there is only 1 Dreadnought. So out of all of these ships, if we were to send our ships here out to get this warp station fleet, only the Dreadnought could actually hurt us. So I think that's fine. That shouldn't be a problem, actually. The big problem, though, is we need to roll 6s against the Dreadnought, and it has 3 health points. So even though it's only 1 ship versus our 5 as it stands right now, and I could maybe build this one too, even though it's 1 versus 5, I think that it actually has a chance of destroying us. And that's mostly because my cruisers actually do not have any hull plating. And that's a bit annoying. But anyway, I think we will be fine. 5 ships versus 1, that's probably fine. Let me just check for the warp gate technology here. It says subtract 1 from the cost of this technology for each victory point you would receive from your reputation track, and that is 15 right now, and 3 for each of your trade agreements. We have 3 trade agreements, so that's 15 plus 9, that's 24. And then it says the discount shown on your technology track also applies. And like I said, I do not know which track this thing belongs to, actually. It looks purplish, but there are no purple. Yeah, there are no purple tracks here. This doesn't look like any of these things. But that's okay, let's say we can even take the lowest one, -2. That will bring the cost to 4 research. Yeah, I don't know. Or I can just go for the highest one, like I've talked about before. It doesn't really matter all that much. So I have to research that, and they will. You can attack them at the end of combat phase of phase 9 or round 9. So basically what that means is if I were to fight these guys this combat round, I would actually have to warp to the station fleet immediately afterwards, and I would keep my damage on my ships between the battles. So it's not a good idea to attack anything this turn. So the big question here is, should I explore and try to gain more ground, or should I focus on building monoliths? Well, I think I will be building monoliths anyway, so I'll take a build action. I can build 3 structures if I want to. I have 14 resources and a monolith costs 8. Yeah, this is where I have to figure out how much research I actually need. I have 10 here, so if I convert 2, that's down to 4. And then I researched the warp gate technology, which we had 15 here, 9 here, that's 24. Well, it doesn't really matter if I take 2 or 3, I still can afford it. So okay, that's fine. So I will do that. I had my research at 10, and I will convert 6 research into 2 materials, and then I will build 2 monoliths for 16. I'll take some monoliths here, and they are worth 2. I'll build 1 there and 1 here. So there we go. They are worth 3 victory points at the end of the game. I will also obviously have to do this anyway, so I will do it now. I will research this warp gate technology. I don't know. Let's say it's down here. Whatever. There we go. And that costs me 4. Well, actually 3, but whatever. Let's pay 4. Since I don't know which one of these actually apply to it. And we can still take some actions. Actually, we can only do 1 action right now, because if we go down to 21, we would have to return stuff from the board, and that's not really something we want to do now. Well, that's it, I suppose. Yeah. So I end my turn. And something you should keep in mind, after we do the final battle, you still have to be able to pay your civilization upkeep. So I can't cheat here and use these 4 actions and then just skip the civilization upkeep after the end battle. That's not how it works. You still have to be able to pay for your upkeep after round 9, otherwise your civilization is bankrupt and you lose the game. But I think we did fine. Our resources are all down to 0, so it means that we used most of our resources fairly decently, even though I think this was incorrect. I should have focused a bit more on one of these. For instance, getting this quantum grid is really important. Getting one of these is kind of important, but as it stands, I only had the material 3 of these, and then in the last turn I found another economy, so it wasn't really that important. I think the research and the economy ones are more important than the material ones, unless you find them really early and can afford to buy that technology, and that would actually allow you to mass produce these guys, which is great for scoring. But yeah, okay, so yeah, I can't do anything else, so I end my turn now, and we get to the combat. We did buy the warp gate technology, so we get to face the final fleet here, and like I said, only the enemy dreadnought can actually hurt us, so we don't have to face the entire fleet. We just have to destroy the dreadnought, and the other ones are automatically destroyed because we have -4 on our shielding and they only have +3 computers. It's only the dreadnought that has +4, +5. So okay, let's do this epic final battle between our 2 fleets. It looks like it will be a walk in the park, but I think this could end badly. Now I could place the rest of the fleet here if I wanted to try and destroy them one by one, but I think I will focus on this guy anyway. I mean, if he destroys 2 of my before I even damage him. Then I will place the rest of the fleet, but because then I would have to start destroying the other guys. Actually, there might be an idea, since nah, they all, yeah, I will at least place the interceptors. So they have 4 interceptors. It's kind of stupid not to do this. So these guys don't have any shielding, so some rolls which would miss the dreadnought would still actually hit these guys. And if I somehow mess up and my entire fleet is destroyed, I could probably destroy all these 4, so I don't get that large of a penalty. But okay, let's see, their dreadnought has really high value. It has 6 initiative value, so it will probably attack first. And then my cruisers have 4 and my dreadnought has 3. Alright, so it's them and then me, and we hit on the same number, so I can roll for all of these at the same time. And the reason why I'm not placing the 2 cruisers here is because I will hit them with the same rolls that I would hit the dreadnought. So if I destroy the dreadnought, then the rest of the fleet is destroyed automatically anyway. So I will not bother with those, assigning hit to those when I can assign hits to the dreadnought. So let's start off here. We begin by dreadnought firing its 2 missiles, which happens before combat starts, and it hits on a 5 and a 6, and they do 2 damage each. And that's a miss. Those are two 4s. So now the missiles are spent and he cannot use them anymore, and then he rolls his ion cannon, and that's a 1, so that's a miss. And then let me see here if I can get another yellow die here. My 5 ships would attack. And those are, I need 6s for the dreadnought. So those are all misses, but these 2 are hits on the interceptors. So I will destroy 2 interceptors with those. And then we have the enemy dreadnought. That's a 5. And that's a hit. And since he cannot destroy any of the ships, he will assign 1 damage to the biggest ship, which is my dreadnought. And then I get to attack again. And that's 1/6, so I can at least assign 1 damage to him. He has a shield value of 2, so I need 3 hits to destroy it. Also another 2 4s here, so both of these interceptors are destroyed. So we have actually destroyed 4 ships from the fleet right now. So there are 3 ships remaining. So the penalty would not be that harsh if we were to fail this somehow. So now the enemy dreadnought attacks again. And that's another 5, so that's another hit. This is a bit dangerous now, but okay. Oh, I've forgotten to roll 1 extra die for my own dreadnought, since it has 2 weapons, so I actually get 4 or 6 dice. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 from him, so that's 6. That could have been important, actually. And those are no 6s at all, so those are all misses. That's bad. Now the enemy dreadnought attacks. Come on, it's a 6. It hits all the time. This will end badly, I can feel it. Okay, now my cruisers attack. And miss, complete miss. Alright, so now the enemy dreadnought attacks. That's a 3, that's a miss. So my cruisers attack again. And miss. Enemy dreadnought. Miss. Let me get that tray. It's annoying. These are my cruisers. Miss. Enemy dreadnought. Miss. My cruisers. Miss. Enemy dreadnought. Hit. So it hits one of my cruisers. Oh my god. Here we go. My cruisers attack. That's one hit at least. So now I need one additional hit to destroy this thing. So here we go. Enemy dreadnought attacks again. That's a miss. My cruisers attack. That's miss. Come on, how hard is it to roll a 6? Enemy. It's me. Yes, there we go. That's the final 6 we need. So now this guy is destroyed, and there are actually still 2 cruisers in the enemy fleet, but they cannot hit me, so they can't roll, and it's just annoying to roll for my hits versus them, since they will be destroyed eventually anyway. So we managed to destroy the entire enemy fleet, and that's the end of the game. Well, not quite, we have to perform the upkeep step still. So I will just place these around on the board. Doesn't really matter where we place them now. They can take 1 sector each. So we perform the upkeep. We have an income of 18. We have an upkeep of 13, so we gain 5. So that's fine. And then we get 10 research and 8 materials. That's kind of the problem with this game. The turn before this and this turn, this is where it really gets interesting, where you get a lot of resources, a lot of stuff that you can do, and then all of a sudden the game ends. So yeah. Okay, well, let's see if there is any difference in scoring here. I don't think it is, actually. I did forget one thing during this entire playthrough, and that is here. You can actually bribe the enemy, but it costs so much. The only turn you will be able to do this is turn or round 2, when it costs 4 to bribe them. And that means the attacking enemies, not these colonies, but the enemies that attack you in your sectors. You can bribe them. But turn 2 it costs 4, turn 4 it costs 12. That's ungodly. I mean, you don't have 12 credits at the turn 4, and then it's 18 and 24. That's so basically the first one is the one that you could bribe, but that's also the weakest one. So I don't know why you would want to bribe those. Okay, well, let's see. I'm trying to find. Okay, so here we go. Here's the paper. It says scoring victory points. Score your victory points normally. Subtract 2 from your total for each surviving enemy ship in the warp station fleet, minus your own ambassadors on your reputation track. Subtract 3 for each sector that was destroyed by an enemy attack. And read about the fate of your race. I thought that you got... Nah, okay, so I thought the trading got you extra victory points, but it actually doesn't. It just gives you cheaper warp gate technology. Okay, let's see. Let's score this. So we score normally. So we take the scoring overview here. Reputation tiles, 1 to 4 victory points per tile. We already looked at these. We have 50. Well, actually, I think you get to draw for the last battle as well. So let's do that. Maybe we are lucky. Maybe we get the final 4. So we get to draw 4 tiles here. That's a 1, a 2, a 1. Yeah, that sounds about correct here. Extremely lucky to draw. Yeah, that's not helpful at all. So okay, we have 15 from the reputation track. We do not have ambassador tiles. No, we don't have any ambassador tiles, I guess. Discovery tiles. We do have 2 discovery tiles that we didn't take as the extra bonus. So that's 4. So that's up to 19. Monoliths. 3 victory points per monolith. We have 2 monoliths, so that's 6 victory points. We were at 19, so that's 25. Progress on technology track. We actually get 1 here, so that's 26. Hex is controlled. So that's we had 26, 27, 28, 29. 32, 33, 35, 39, and 41. Okay, we did not get the trader marker. So the trader marker, you would get that if we had diplomatic relations with a colony and then we attacked the colony, we would receive the trader marker, which would give us -2 victory points at the end of the game. But I managed to score 41, which is, it's the best that I've ever done, actually. It's 12 points above the second best, so that's quite a lot. And I think the key here was the enemy AI did not upgrade all that much. Now I do realize I'm not that good at this game, so people that are watching that are good at this game probably saw many more opportunities to score higher. But let's see where we landed. So here we are. And we are at 41, which means the invaders are repelled and a cold war begins. So that's fine. That's kind of a stalemate situation, and our home world is defended and it still exists. I think it's pretty hard to get 51 plus. But I don't know, maybe I could have done something. Maybe I could have done something during my playthrough to actually bring my value up a bit. I think I could have focused on materials and could have started building monoliths instead of doing some other things that I was doing, but I don't know, I think it went fine. I think it worked out well here. And a couple of thoughts about the game. I think this game is amazing. I just love it, especially with this variant and these cards and everything. I highly recommend that you print these cards out. You could use a digital version, but I think it's much more fun to have cards that you can look at and that you can, you know, compare to and such. I would like to have them on these small tiles instead, but I think that would be pretty expensive to make. I really like this variant. Like I said, it's fairly difficult. It's a bit militaristic, especially if you do not trade with the colonies. If you attack the colonies, which I have been doing, it's pretty hard and pretty difficult to do that and at the same time defend yourself from the enemy invasion and then be able to have a large enough force to amass for the final battle. Now I haven't really been playing with the shields that much for my other playthroughs. So I think it's a bit, I wouldn't say cheating, but you could load up on shields and the enemy could not attack you, but then again, you would probably not be able to attack the enemy since they would have some shielding, and you do need computers, and you do need at least one weapon on your ship. So for instance, on the cruiser, this is probably the setup you will be having. You could have a stronger computer here, but you couldn't load up with another shield because then you would not be able to hit any of the enemies. So yeah, I think it's fairly balanced overall. It's a bit random, the scenario. You can either be extremely lucky and it goes well, or you will be extremely unlucky. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I think that for the most part you will be crushed, but that's fine. I like it like that. I like the challenge. I like to, have to develop some new strategies. And if this was an easy nut to crack, if it wasn't random, you would probably tire after 2 or 3 times playing through this scenario. So yeah, great game, great variant. I will be playing this for many years to come. I like the multiplayer version a bit better, but the solo version is extremely fun as well. I would like an epic solo version where you don't have turns and instead you build a major empire that maybe spans 5 times that which we have here. That would be fantastic. Or maybe your civilization starts with 6 or 7 hexes and an enemy civilization starts over here with 6 or 7 hexes, and then you move towards each other and try to take out each other. That would also be pretty epic, and you don't use any turns or so. You just keep going until one of you is destroyed. So yeah, there's a lot of potential for this game, and this was definitely a buy that I do not regret. So that is the Eclipse playthrough from me. This was my first playthrough and I hope to do many more. I do need to figure some technical stuff out, so you will have to forgive for the sound quality, the light quality. I have to really figure this out before it gets to a perfect level, but for now I think this is fine the way it turned out, and I hope that you will join me for my next playthrough. Bye!